Anyway, hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Dukect here, live on TalkShoe.com. And well, we're going to be talking a little bit fun here. We're going to be talking some good wrestling stuff, and good wrestling news, and some little bit of reviews for you. Sorry for not being here last week. I was busy studying for exams, and honestly, I didn't really feel there was not much to talk about wrestling. I just felt like I would just be repeating myself. But I don't feel like I'm repeating myself now, and quite honestly, there's a lot to talk about here. A lot, and I do mean a lot, to get into this discussion. One of the main things here is the Total Non-Stop Deletion. Yes, I'm starting this early. Total Non-Stop Deletion. What a show. There is, quite honestly, it is a... I don't know how to describe it. It's probably one of the most craziest shows I've ever seen. It's... it is something, I did not, wow, I mean, I gotta say, the show had ups and downs, and a lot of laughs, and a lot of fun. Not much cringe. In fact, there's little to no cringe whatsoever on this show. Let's see, well, there was so much things here about Total Non-Stop Action, everything else. First off, the news reports, the WCM news from Cameron, North Carolina. I love those little things. It was beautiful and broke it like it's fake news and everything else. It's and to me, it was just really, really, again, it just felt like, everything felt there was a controlled type of chaos the entire show. And when it, was like that type of like wait, and then bam, just sprang out. And honestly, it was pretty much tag team Apocalypto that really started the whole thing. But let's go really back here, because there was some really good stuff here from the Action News special reports. The news anchor, I don't know who he is, but really did good stuff here. But it's just everyone else trying to get to matches and really get to the ring of tag team Apocalypto and everything else, including Itchweed, which another character from Jeff Hardy, which just seems to be more of a type of method type of character, him being this crazy landscaper. And not only that, we had King Maxwell's in-ring debut tonight, and it was promised this one of the cards. He said he had who was going to be his opponent? Rockstar Spud. He interrupts saying that, he is sick of the tired of Hardys. Senor Benjamin, Rebby, and he's sick of Matt Greenhorn's son Maxwell. Spud says that he wants Matt's stupid kid gone. Spud gets upset because, everyone's chanting for Maxwell. He's like, Maxwell is more over than he ever been. That's not true, man. He was over when they went to UK. When he won the X Division title, people liked him. Yeah, they liked him back then. But then again, Rockstar Spud slowly became basically after, but that was a lifetime ago. And the same Rockstar Spud who won the X Division title is not the Rockstar Spud that is now, ladies and gentlemen. As he challenges, and he says he will, Broken Matt was going to have another person, but it said he changed Maxwell opponents and sanctioned Spud as his replacement. Spud said he's going to teach Maxwell a lesson, but then, Maxwell come out with a Mercedes Benz. I'm like, bro, riding there like his. He was riding a Mercedes Benz, and then he just goes, and he does the elite gesture, so cute, one of your cool. And then Senor Benjamin snuck up behind Rockstar Spud and tases him, and Maxwell pins him and becomes an undefeated streak for King Maxwell. awesome. And this, trust me, this is not the most embarrassing thing for Rockstar Spud tonight. And trust me, it gets worse for the little, he just lost to a little guy. So, medium guy. Yes, the medium guy, Rockstar Spud. Anyway, next up, gosh, because, yeah, and funny enough, Disco Inferno was shown backstage. Says, thank God it wasn't him, because he was originally going to be the one to lose to King Maxwell. But anyway, as the show goes on, you had the Rock and Roll Express come in. Robert gets in, and Ricky Morton looks. Both of those guys look old as I don't know what. Damn, Rock and Roll Express look old, and wow, they're really old, but they did fine. And next, you had Sienna in the Total Deletion, and she challenged anyone that take out. She challenged anybody. She challenged anyone to face her. And then out comes Vanguard 1. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. And the referee's like, no, we can't have a drone to wrestle a woman because of some committee rule and some type of weird North Carolina rule, which is BS. Well. We were robbed of having the Vanguard 1 winning this, facing Sienna and becoming a new number one contender and facing Rosemary. Because, hey, they still have business to decide. Come on. Rosemary versus Vanguard 1 would have sold arenas worldwide. People wouldn't want to see that. But we didn't. That's a shame. That's a real But instead we had ODB comes out, and this was pretty much the official match. This was an okay match, not like great match, but it was okay. There's some decent chemistry as two really large athletes, as one could be very generous here. As ODB and Sienna continue to fight, and looks like it looks like ODB was looking like she was going to win when the referee was knocked down, and Sienna tried to take advantage of it, tried to hit a steel chair, but then she misses. She hitting herself. She misses the chair shot because the referee's down, and she misses the shot that was intended for ODB. She hits herself instead, and it looks like she's knocked out. ODB has Sienna pinned. Vanguard 1 is back on the scene and was about to do a referee. He got into referee mode. I'm like, oh crap! 1, 2, and then the following referees revived, stopped Vanguard 3, which is pissed. That was BS. And then Sienna comes back, hits the silencer on ODB, and pins her for the victory. And at this point, she retains her number one contendership to Rosemary's Knockouts Championship. After the match, however, things get interesting as ODB spots Vanguard 1 beside her, and then she does her whole rubber chesting of Vanguard 1, and, well, he had a bit of an overload. They met Brooke Matt Hardy backstage, talks to the Helms Dynasty. And he says Shane is said they're entering Tag Team Apocalypto, and then the Scribe is on the scene, takes notes from Matt, and Matt tells him tonight someone will enter in the lake of reincarnation, and it will be the most appalling reincarnation ever seen. He's like, and they're like, what the hell is a Scribe? This is really fun. And it's a really fun segment. And we go back to it. We have a match as Itchweed, one of Jeff Hardy's alter egos, the crazy landscaping guy inside Jeff Hardy's head, takes on Chet Sterling, Jobber the Jobber. I don't care about him in a pink vest. Sterling gets not much offense, but it's basically all about Itchweed. As Itchweed actually hits a sleeper hold, then falls asleep, and when they're both men are down, fans are chanting, "Wake him up! Wake him up! Wake him!" I'm like, it's great. I'm having fun with this. I was like, man, this is fun. You have Itchweed gets up, wakes up, of course, and then he gets himself a table, and then does a nice flying elbow through the Sterling on the table, and then hits the pesticide elbow, and Itchweed gets the 1, 2, 3. And he uses the weed whacker, and instead of blood and guts, we get him just ripping off all of Chet Starling's like pig vest and everything. Oh man, oh dear. Well, whatever will he do to whatever will Chet Starling do if this whole pink vest is ruined? I mean, this gimmick is over now. He has to get a new gimmick. You know how hard those things to come by. Gosh darn you, Itchweed. But then we get to the next match, as it is time for we go back to the Dome of Deletion with a TNA World Heavyweight Championship match, as Eddie Edwards defends his world title, Bobby Lashley. This was a good match for them. Good match. A lot of fan participation. Lashley just goes after fans, and the fans actually just whip back and grab Lashley, and just had Lashley go in and just getting getting attacked by the fans, but held back by several, mostly plants, but held back by him. But Edwards hits a running dive on him, and then Eddie is continuing in control. They had a nice. Hits a pretty good neck breaker. Just basically starts doing this typical ground and pound stuff. And he hits a nice vertical suplex on Eddie Edwards. No, he attempts to hit a nice vertical suplex, but yet Eddie gets out and hits a Blue Thunder Bomb on Lashley, but yet still ain't enough to take him out. Lashley gets up, hits the Snake Eyes in the corner, and then just continues to work on Edwards' left arm. But that doesn't work. As Lashley tries to take Edwards to the top rope, he tries to hit a superplex, but Eddie, but Edwards counters and knocks Lashley down with a nice missile drop kick, and he knocks him to the outside and he hits the Signing Wizard on Lashley, but that's not enough to take down the number one contender for the TNA title. Edwards heads up and hits a double foot stomp. Bobby Lashley comes back up. He overpowers him, and then overpowers Eddie and just slams him down. Tries to set up for the spear. Eddie sidesteps it, kicks Lashley out of the ring, but then Edwards tries to hit a Hurricanrana, but Lashley gets up, catches it in midair, and then powerbomb Eddie Edwards into the fans. Just basically powerbombs into the fans. And then afterwards, they have Lashley come into the entrance. Lashley brings Edwards to the entranceway, and they continue battle. And then Lashley spears Edwards through the wall, and they just continue to fight. Like after a big spear, both men are just laying down unconscious. We go to commercial, and then Lashley and Edwards are still fighting. They're still fighting. And they're saying, the Balor is like, if they want to continue fighting until there's a winner, then so be it. Then so be it. He just lets them continue to fight. But now, who cares about that? It's time for the big main event. Tag Team Apocalypto. You had the Hardys versus Decay, the Rock and Roll Express, and Helms Dynasty, and many, many more tag teams showed up. And then before the match began, we had the alarm sounds off in the Dome of Deletion, saying that this whole thing was the compound was going to be evacuated immediately. The arena fills up with smoke, fans fleeing the compound. Jerry Borash and Josh Matthews leave because they had to go too, because it was pretty much the entire arena. Everyone's had to leave because the craziness was going to happen. And then they go and they continue. And they fight and they start brawling in the smoke-filled arena. And the show continues. And the show cuts away to Bobby Lashley and Edwards still going at it. Edwards just getting choked out by Lashley. Don't worry, there's no referee there. They just continue to fight. Anyway, Matt, Jeff Hardy with the Express that rocks and rolls. Matt has fireworks with them. And I love Matt. Broken Matt says, "All four to was Teen Hot Rods." I'm just trying to my broken my heart. We were all teen heartthrobs, but now we'll show the Decay and the Helms Dynasty not babyface fire. And well, when that happens, guess what? Abyss says, "Oh no, not again!" And they all run away from the Hardys and the Rock and Roll Express exploding fireworks. And I'm not making any of this up, ladies and gentlemen, as this just because this happened. But the Helms Dynasty was going to roll out and just say, "Screw this, they're going home." Matt Hardy's already waiting with them on their pickup truck. Jeff Hardy gets on his dirt bike and just rides with the referee with no helmet on like a boss, and they chase on. And then they have Matt and just brawling with both Lee and Everett in the moving truck. Meanwhile, the Decay, they're right there in the gate that leads into the compound. And there are other wrestlers that want to join into the madness that is Tag Team Apocalypto. Helms Dynasty, they just continue fighting. Meanwhile, the Hardys and the Helms Dynasty... Helms Dynasty and the Hardys are fighting on the side of the road. As Matt throws Lee and Everett through some road signs and pinfall, both like, nope, not over. And they almost get run over by a couple oncoming cars. Craziness. And then to Decay, they're beating up some people we don't know who they are. And Crazy Steve actually breaks someone's neck. And gets the pinfall victory. So, murder is not a disqualification. Who knew in Tag Team Apocalypto? But trust me, this is not going to be the most craziest thing in this match. And meanwhile, Rockstar Spud is waiting for his... Rockstar Spud is still around the arena like, he's still waiting for his tag partner. And then you have some interesting guys in suits called themselves as the Bravado Brothers. The Brado Brothers. Lancelot and Harlan. I'm going to look these guys up. Never heard of them. Maybe they signed to TNA, but I don't know who these guys are. The Bravado Brothers. They are... They have been in Ring of Honor. They have gone in Ring of Honor, Shikara, Evolve, FIP, Pro Wrestling Noah, and Ring of Honor. And then trained by Delirious. And well, looks like they might actually be interesting if they actually stick around. They have somewhat of a charming character. And meanwhile, the brawl continues with the Hardys and the Dynasty continues the fighting out the compound, battling across a railroad station. And the Decay continue to beat up. It just continues to basically kill all the remaining Jobber tag teams. Like one's called the Mighty Ducks. I mean, seriously, they basically Decay's just killing people. Crazy Steve and Abyss just flat out murder people with Rock. I mean, heck, Abyss murder with the Rock. Like, I think he has. All right, worst come to worst, I can still upload this on audio and such. Anyway, I was rudely interrupted. Crazy. I mean, they basically murder everyone. Abyss and Crazy Steve kill people, and they really are like these psycho murderers. And meanwhile, everyone else was getting killed. Everyone else, The Bravado brothers, they just sneak it past and be like, screw it. Sneaking past, like, we're gonna go. Oh boy, y'all, Decay can kill all these guys. We're just gonna move on. And meanwhile, Spud proclaims that the big man has arrived. And guess who else? Who else other than Hornswoggle? Yes, Hornswoggle is in TNA. King of Small Style, indeed, my friend. Decay just like, they didn't know what the hell was going on, and they just let them go through. And Spud and Swoggle just continue to attack. They're like, yeah, we're going to go and win. Meanwhile, the Hardys are continuing to fight the Helms Dynasty. Then, it looks like it was all over for him. Matt being pinned, it calls out the Sarsgaard, the boat. And then all of a sudden, Skarsgård, the boat, knocks off one of the Helms Dynasty members. I think Trevor Lee or one of the Helms Dynasty, and knocks him off. And then the Dynasty just beats up the boat because why not? And then Shane Helms gets thrown into the lake of regeneration, and then when he emerges, he reverts to his 3-count persona back in WCW. Oh my Lord. I'm not joking. And he's like, with, Lee and Everett. He's like, wait a minute. They're not saying anymore. And Evan Courageous, you're not those two. What are you doing? He's like, they were both better. He says Santa Moore and Evan Courageous were better dancers than both of them. God damn. And then both Everett and Lee just super kick Shane Helms into the lake of the Lake of Regeneration. And now the Bravado brothers in their wrestling gear sneak up on Lee and Everett to attempt to pin them, but meanwhile, the Rock and Roll Express are in the middle of a ring right outside, and they call out to the Hardys to wrestle them. As it is a dream match as the Rock and Roll Express takes on the fallen and broken Hardys. And meanwhile, let's go back to the Bravados. They almost pinned Trevor Lee, but the referee is in a porta party. And Trevor Lee, Andrew Everett, and the Bravado brothers battle back to the Dome of Deletion. What's funny enough, there was actually a scene where they locked the door. Like, okay, I think it was Trevor Lee, like, locked the door after him. And he says, and the Bravado brothers say, hey, we can't come in there. And the referee's like, we're going to disqualify you. And he's like, 1, 2, oh, wait. They unlocked the door. And they just went back in the ring. And then you had the Cranes come up, lifted in the ring, and Ricky Morton and Jeff Hardy are on those cranes. And I'm like, God, you know what? I'm not making any of this up. This stuff happened. And the action continues to ring. Jeff Hardy's fighting against Ricky Morton while Robert Gibson is playing the figure 4 out on Matt Hardy in the ring. Then a volcano erupts in the background. The same volcano was supposedly, if the Hardys lose, then North Carolina is destroyed. And when that distraction happens, Matt battles back, takes down Gibson. He heads over to the crane and operates it, and Morton's on and sends him high up to the heavens. Ricky Morton to the heavens, and basically he has to stay up there for all eternity. I think he stays up the entire night. Anyway, the Bravado brothers are wrestling Lee and Everett, and in the ring inside of the Dome of Deletion, which has been, everyone has been evacuated. Meanwhile, Brother Nero leaps off the crane to hit a swanton bomb, but in the end misses Robert Gibson. Matt grabs Robert and hits a twist of fate on him and pins him in the Rock and Roll Express has been eliminated. Then you have Rockstar Spud entering the Dome of Deletion, along with Hornswoggle. He enters the curtain unique, like a nice little whoop, up, he's up this medium guy, and then you got the little guy, and then you enter the ring with chairs and eliminating the Bravado brothers. And Swaggo turns on Spud, and he hits a nice little power bomb while he was trying to get into the top rope, celebrating. He's like, "Yeah, I'm better." And then he get the top rope and power bombs him, and then hits the tadpole splash on him and says, "Hey, you guys take care of him." It tells Spud it tells Lee and Everett they're all his. Like, yeah, go ahead, man. They pin Rockstar and eliminate him. And then we head back outside. Lashley and Edwards is still happening. They're still fighting, still brawling. And meanwhile, Ricky Morton is yelling for someone to get him down the crane. And guess what he sees? Road Warrior Animals. Like, what is Matt gotten you into now? Exactly. And probably I think he got him down. Anyway, the Decay are by the gates, and James Storm has arrived with several DCC members. For we are legion. But with Decay, it just takes them all out except James Storm. And all of a sudden, one of the DCC minds revealed a man who tracked him down to the location from his GPS. You know, the same guy that's like, "Oh yeah, man, I remember you from, the guys who from the Decay." And then he basically got his butt kicked and he lost his pants. Then he returned in the Great War with Decay. And he says he found you. And then with his truck or whatever. Then he got himself knocked out again from I think Rosemary. And now here, what does he get? He gets knocked out and pinned by Abyss. And the ref is like, since the DCC is eliminated because of those two. He says, "I don't even know." He's like, "Man, I don't know this." James Storm doesn't even know him. But anyway, meanwhile, everyone's brawling everyone's just at the volcano. Everyone is at the volcano fighting the Helms Dynasty, Broken Matt Hardy, and the Decay, all of them, all three teams. And then you have Lashley and Eddie Edwards still fighting for the title. They're just still there, and then bam, the volcano erupts and everyone flying into the air. And then Hurricane Helms comes through in the urge from the Lake of Reincarnation. Yes, Hurricane. And now he has his hurricane powers back. I don't know how that works with him. WWE owns Hurricane. I don't know. But anyway, that happened. Anyway, Hurricane Helms flies to the air night since he suspects evil he goes into. And we have Action 7 News comes in again and says that everyone's fate in Cameron, North Carolina is resting in the hands of the Hardy Boys. Yes, the guy who has multiple personality disorder and one with a fake British accent and with a bit of and a very weird and odd blonde streak on his hair. Middle of his hair looking like trying really hard to cosplay as like some type of Bride of Frankenstein. Truly we are saved. But anyway, the Decay are now attacking Brother Nero in the ring while Lee and Everett go after Matt Hardy. Abyss gets his bat Janice and looks like all is lost, but then Vanguard 1 is on the scene and shoots fireworks at Decay. But yet, even more stranger, and Vanguard 1 taking on Abyss in a fireworks duel. You have the Hurricane come out. We're about to save, as Trevor Lee and Andrew Everett, the Helms Dynasty, we're about to hit Matt Hardy with a shovel. The Hurricane arrives and makes the save. Yes, Hurricane comes in, makes a save, knocks out Lee and Everett, and it says, looks like the Dynasty has been deleted. His old superhero form is like, yes, it's amazing. And then after they pin the Dynasty and eliminate them, Lee and Everett are buried by the Hurricane of Matt Hardy. And with a quote, I am loving this quote right here. It says, "Even the man with 3 H's will be proud of how they buried these young, promising talents, and they go give a thumb up and smile. Beautiful. This was amazingly. I mean, this is amazing. That's all you have to say. Just gosh darn amazing. And then, meanwhile, in another part of the compound, Lashley is killing everyone who's a part of the Final Deletion or not, spearing people, killing everyone. And then Swoggle tries to come in and runs to Bobby Lashley that tries to do something, and he knocks himself out. But then Eddie Edwards comes in, lays out Lashley, and the fighting continues. And then you have Brother Nero, Jeff Hardy's symbols been set on fire thanks to the the work of Vanguard 1. It looks like it was about to, oh my gosh, are we watching a repeat of what happened on Delete or Decay? The Decay standing in the fire, but no. As Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero both fighting, as they're both trying to fight each other. This pseudo epic fight between Decay and the Hardys, and it looks like Abyss and Matt Hardy. It looks like they battle fight through the fire, through the window, through the walls. Anyway, and Abyss and Matt head to the ring while Jeff and Crazy Steve goes to the volcano. Matt Hardy gets a hold of Janice. Takes Abyss tries to get Janice, but Matt Hardy hits him with a low blow. Hits Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy gets Janice and hits Abyss with Janice, and basically as revenge of what happened to him and his brother at Delete or Decay. Jeff gives Crazy Steve a twist of fate, and he lands directly into the volcano, and then somehow shoots Steve out, all covered in soot like something out of a Looney Tunes, and then he lands right into the ring, and Matt pins him. And then everyone, the fireworks and everything else, they win Tag Team Apocalypto as Matt, Jeff, Maxwell, Rebby, Senior Benjamin all celebrate, and Matt promises all 6 of them will help rebuild the Hardy compound, and Rebby tells them 7 will help him rebuild it, and now she's pregnant. Oh wow. And in the end, that's how the show ends, as the fireworks and everything else, as the day is saved. And so out there, Lashley and Eddie Edwards are still fighting. Yeah, I don't know what about that is, but yes. Gosh. This was a show I loved. I loved this show. It was a great show. Man, it was something I can't really, that's just, wow, I loved it. Man. Anyway. I'm going to take a small break here. And when I return, I will be talking about another crazy show. The Cries of Crazy is continue to go. We'll be talking a little bit about the latest Lucha Underground episode. While not as long as Total Non-Stop Deletion, it doesn't stop well with the crazy. We'll be right back right after this here, live on the Dukect Lounge here on Talk And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, here on the Dukect Lounge live on TalkShoe.com. Let's see. Talk about Insanity. Let's go into another wrestling world with Insanity, Lucha Underground. And we continue the Battle of the Bulls tournament as the first thing we have. As it is, Jeremiah Crane takes on Killshot, Dante Fox, and Mariposa. And this was a fun match. I mean, holy crap. These four guys have, four people had great chemistry. So Mariposa has some really good stuff here. Killshot was the high ball of energy. Some really good stuff. Mariposa was really good as well. Missile drop kick to the Fox. Seriously, this was high energy, high fun, high action. And you had Mariposa, which, by the way, Mariposa, she is really good. I really like, she destroyed people with kill shots and just hit kill shot with a verti breaker onto a chair. Wow. Then you had you had Killshot being, Killshot being everywhere. Crane hit the Death Valley driver on Killshot, followed by a sit-out powerbomb, and then locked him to a nice little submission with the legs. And then you have, everyone hit their moves on Killshot. Yeah, and their moves and everything. But at the end of the day, Crane gets the big victory. It looks like Jeremiah Crane comes in and hits the Crane Driller for the win. Great opening here. Very fun match. I really liked the chairs bit. Really fun. I can't stress enough. This was a very fun, high energy matchup. These four people had great chemistry with each other, and I hope that one day we have these matches or some more of it in the future. And we continue on post-match as the crowd chanting, "Thank you, everyone," all these type of stuff, really giving all the athletes some love. But then Killshot and then Broad. And then Killshot's tried to be his friend, but in the end, he murked Dante Fox, hitting a double stomp on the top of him and stands tall. Meanwhile, then you have Tanya filming Mondo and crew for their movie and everything because, they need to talk, saying, they're filming their plan, they're filming their movie about the Worldwide Underground. You have some nice air guitar by PJ Black and Jack Evans. Anyway, they talked about each other, talked some good stuff, and then you have Sexy Star, meanwhile, sit there preparing her for a rematch with Mundo, just doing some really good training. Good stuff here. Not much, no speaking dialogue, no saying all this, I really trained, have a voice. I was expecting a voiceover, but no. She just continues to do that. She was doing all that bomb and all that type of stuff. It's the way you actually shoot these things so that, this match is important to someone like Sexy Star. Everything she needs in this steel cage match is happening next week. But then, after she was preparing her match, she gets freaked out by a spider in her locker. Who put that spider there? Next up, we have Drago taking on Cobra Moon. They've been building up this match for a couple weeks now. Drago left his tribe, Cobra Moon's tribe. And Drago, it's like just Drago just completely destroys Cobra Moon back and forth. But, Drago, but Cobra Moon showed that she could fight back. But at the end of the day, it looked like Drago is just going to destroy Moon. But then these lizard men arrive. This lizard man comes in and just starts assaulting, destroying Drago. It knocks him down. And then Phoenix and Aerostar comes in as the fellow trio champions. These friends comes in and makes a save. But then this dinosaur man the fans and the believers in the Lucha Temple called him Luchasaurus, and that name should stick because this man was big and just monstrous. It takes down both, um, both, um, uh, yes, takes down both Aerostar and Phoenix, and then comes in Tombstone's Drago, and then comes in, picks up Drago, and kidnaps him. Well, look at this way. At least it wasn't ninjas this time. They're wrapping up with Pentagon Dark. That was last week. But anyway, Mariposa and Sexy Star brawl backstage. Star accuses her of putting a spider in her locker and says, "Oh, if it's you?" Mariposa says, "No, that's not me. It wasn't me." He said it wouldn't be something ugly as a spider. It would be something beautiful. And something beautiful with someone with Mariposa, well, let's just say it's not going to be something nice at all. Anyway, Star basically goes, "I'm mad!" The punch. Yes, I'm using that old Linkar meme. I don't care. She just crushes that wall. Basically, she's like, "I'm watching you." It's someone who did it, and basically saying, she's ready to. Someone's trying to get into her head. Honestly, I'm surprised not the Worldwide Underground, but then again, that's not their style. So you never know. So maybe this will probably get. Is this going to improve? And is this going to be shown during the match? We don't know. Anyway, the next and now the main event as PJ Black takes on Son of Havoc, Jack Evans, and Angelico. And let's see, Angelico. I can't pronounce it. Let's see, Angelico. I can't pronounce his name. I apologize. This was a very fun match. As these four guys, great chemistry, action was on the point. Angelo and Angelico and Havoc had to work together to take down PJ Black and Jack Evans. It was some nice teamwork, but then Jack Evans and PJ Black had some miscommunications at the time. But overall, this was a really fun match. Really fun match to really get this is a really good main event for the this is the last the last of the Battle of the Bulls tournament as Evans and Black come back and it was just really good stuff here. Evans, Black, using tag team match to take down. Then they have, look at this move right here. You have Evans countered the Rager's Edge. And Havoc back with a nice double stomp, broke it down, and then you have PJ Black and Evans hit a doomsday device on Havoc, but yet Havoc hits a reverse Rana, and then you have, all these other type of things, and even then you had this nice, nice tower doomstop. You have Evans come up, jumping knee strike by Angelico. Up top, Evans tops the store, just takes down, everyone's down. Everyone's down, but yeah, PJ Black and Evans tells him, pin him, hey, pin me, like, come on, it's over, come on, come pin me. And then PJ Black rolled him up for the win, and Evans proclaimed he teabagged him. He teabagged me, and he's like, "Hey, man." Well, overall, it was a fun match. These guys, again, fun match, a very funny ending though, and it was something again. It was something really like Angelico just came back from the temple. You think, oh, he's gonna come back and fight Johnny, but no, the Lucha Underground does things a little bit different. So I wonder if they actually are gonna settle this not this year, but maybe next year. For Angelico and Johnny Mundo. But the show is not over yet. As Dragon Aztea Jr. meets with Ray and they test Matanza. They say that it was He went at the monster went after you because of me. It's his fault. But Ray's and then he was like, no, this is a good thing, right? Dragging out tears like this is a good thing. And he says he wants to fight him. And he says no. It's like Ray's like no, he's too strong. You can't win, and that this is my fight. And says he's building his own legacy, and that he will take Matanza's life. Like holy crap! I'm like, dude. No, only person I believe maybe someone can murk Matanza, probably say maybe Cage. Mac, Jeremiah Crane, maybe, because he's crazy enough, but not you, man. Nah, man. No, you ain't going to do nothing to him. You're not going to do anything with Matanza at all. Because as Matanza wants one thing, he wants Rey Mysterio, and trust me, Rey Mysterio is going to probably get murked. And I think by the end of Lucha Underground Season 3, Rey Mysterio is going to be pretty much pounded to dust. If you know what I mean. I think that's what's going to happen. But anyway, next week is going to be the Battle of the Bulls finale as Cage, the Mac, Jeremiah Crane, and PJ Black all fight out. The winner gets a shot at the Lucha Underground title. And after that, you have... I can't wait to see now and I think next week is going to be the steel cage match for the title as well. So we will find out who is the number one contender, Lucha Underground title, and we'll find out who is going to be the Lucha Underground champion afterwards. That steel cage match of Sexy Star taking on Johnny Mundo. Alright, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I will talk to you guys later. It's been fun doing the Dukect Lounge live on TalkShoe.com. All the weird stuff that's happened and everything else in between. I'll talk more stuff I'll talk more news since, hey, it's been a whole hour. I don't want to keep y'all here waiting and me talking for like 3 or 4 hours. Anyway, it's been a fun little podcast, and don't worry, I'll be back next week. Then on the 29th, I will not be doing the show. On the 29th, I'm going to be relaxing. And then, I don't know, maybe show? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be... I won't be doing this on on January 5th. I won't be here for January 5th. I will be at MagFest. January 22nd. I will be right back. The show will take after the 22nd. I will not be on the 29th or the 29th or January 5th. That's because I'm taking a nice little break, hanging out with family because it's going to be Christmas week, and I want to be, on the New Year's and everything, want to hang out with family. After that, I will be coming back on the 12th of January. So you have one more week with me, Dukect, as the 22nd, the Christmas and everything else. Then 29th, and 29th and the 5th, I will have no shows. And the reason why I will not have any shows is because, what are you going to do for New Year's? Well, I'm going to be something real interesting in New Year's, and it's going to be involving the Cat Studios fan streams. Yes, we're going to be doing stuff like that, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, this is Dukect here. Peace and love. I'll see you when I see y'all. Later.